attention goes away from the place, then they bring the satan there and play the havoc. See, these tantrikas have no relationship with our ancient scriptures. No relationship at all. For example, Rajneesh will never mention any one of our ancient scriptures. Nothing. They have no relationship with any deities. They have no relationship with any great writers we have had, like Adi Shankaracharya. Not a word. Holiness is the basis of religion and spirituality. In which scripture this is written? Does he mean to say that he has nothing to do with Christ, nothing to do with God, nothing to do with anyone, but only sex? Tell you people are really, why don't you think, are you only sex boys?
So many people have read about sex.
Because you people want it. Where is it? No. Not a word. No. What? You see, that way, these people have spoiled. Even Ashwamedha Yajna, which was such a great thing, they have used it for their own purpose, saying that this is the symbol of this. Even Shiva and Shakti, nonsensical people call it sex. How can you do that to God? You sublimate into that greater thing. What is sex? Every Tom Harry can do sex. Yes, then what? That's why they are telling you to do it. But if you do it in a wrong way, you will have diseases. You will have impotency. No children will be born to you if you misuse it. There is a sanctity about it.
Yeah, that's your question.
Yeah.
Do you think that one should never use sex?
No, one should. One should be married. One should use sex is meant for a happy married life and for having children. And leading a very happy and a good life, you must have a good sex life. You see, we do not think of sex at all in India. Never. Which is spontaneous. You see, we never think of sex and all this nonsense. We don't read about it. I can tell you, except for a few anglicized and westernized Indians whom you meet, you will hardly find anyone. Ask him now, they have met villagers. They don't even think about sex. It is a thing, relationship with a wife, very sacred relationship. When you are with your wife, see, you indulge into it at an extreme point. That's all. We do not sit and read about sex. Why should you read about it? It's a spontaneous thing. Why should you read?
I don't know.
That's it. Well, that's what they are doing it. This is another kind of Hitlerism. I can tell you, this is another kind of cruelty to human beings. See, you will be enticed, absolutely. You would not find out, you will not know that this is a mistake. You will get into it, and then you will realize it's a mistake. This is a destruction of your own being. By wars you have destroyed others, by this you will destroy yourself. What I say has a bearing in the Bible, has a bearing in Quran, has a bearing in any of the scriptures of Upanishads and all that. Every word of it. Gita and also of Adi Shankaracharya. Every word of it. He has made 40 crores of rupees. This also you don't understand, that he is playing on your ego. You think you can purchase him, you can handle him. You don't understand this. See, he is too cunning for it.
But how can you explain that so many Western people went to him and go to him every time?
How can you explain so many Germans wanted to kill thousands of people and so many of them were burnt alive and put in the gas chambers? Can you explain it? Very easy to befool you people. Very easy. The trouble is, you all think you are very clever. You can be outwitted by a clever or cunning fellow. You are not cunning, you are only clever. Any cunning man can outwit you just like this. It's very easy to befool you. Then you should also think, why is it that Indians do not even take his name in the morning? Indian government is anxious to oust him. Why don't you think like that? If India is a place of wisdom, then why he is not at all respected in this country?
In fact, in our houses, his name is also mentioned. He is considered most inauspicious.
Inauspicious. In his house, you see, if anybody mentions his name in Indian homes, we think it is inauspicious. We think he is a Ravana. He's the incarnation of Ravana, Rajneesh is.
Incarnation of?
The Ravan,
That is
the one who fought against Rama.
No.
Demon, he is a demon, no doubt. He is. Yeah. Is he not? He is. 100% he is Ravana. I'm sure of it. हाँ बेटा अच्छा लाओ पिंडी लाओ बेटा ना बाजा ना एक कॉफी एक she is a born realized child. He is very nicely playing with your knife. In London, just imagine, in London, 9 people got hold of a basement and took out their clothes and danced started there. Just take out all your clothes and say, ho, 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 ho. And they have within 5 months' time, I don't know, they have thousands of people, they are buying the whole of London. Why can't you see this stupidity? I mean, at least at the time of Hitler, you could say that people had this feeling to kill others. But in this, to be stupid is the feeling, is it? Absolute stupidity, it is nonsense. If by becoming naked, you can reach God, then in the bathroom every day you are like that. I told you that don't go in the sun too much, Peter. You see, this is also very wrong, the way you expose your body to sun. You will develop skin cancers. Believe me, you will develop skin cancers. You shouldn't burn your skin so much. It's not a good thing, you know. For sun also you cover yourself and take the thing. Otherwise you will develop skin cancers. You should not overdo anything. Extreme should be avoided. That is how you land into difficulties. How many people in Sweden committing suicide today? You are rich people. Why are you committing suicide? While you find your Indians so happy, don't you? They haven't got riches or anything. How are they happy? Even when they are starving, they are happier. Why?
I'm not sure whether
Not all, but many.
because India is also living in the 20th century as well as European. They are much influenced by European as well as European.
No, they could not influence us. They tried. They tried.
Trying to define the culture of India. I have to see that a lot of culture has been gathered from India.
What is it?
Culture.
Culture.
Huh.
You know, the culture background, the culture background. Yeah.
What is it?
I think he says that a lot of India's cultural background is being modified or attacked by the West.
That is true, but still we are Indians.
What has been lost, it has been
Yes, I
out
agree.
of the mind of the Indian people, you know. The thoughts and the attitudes of a lot of Indians, you know.
That is what you are doing now, to give us ideas. You see, you people are coming and giving us ideas. See, we never knew that hashish could be sold like this. Now you are giving us ideas. Apart from that, we are trying to develop our country. I agree that there is a great aggression still on. But our culture cannot be destroyed, because our culture is a very deep thing. It's very deeply based. In our inside, you see, our family structures cannot be destroyed easily. These are just skirmishes on the periphery. But inside India you cannot enter. You cannot. This is also another aggression. You don't know, for us even this sex is an aggression from you people. We never had these ideas. For us it is difficult to maintain these horrible demons in this country. But for you people, you are maintaining them there. We would like them to be sent to you people so that you leave us alone with our auspiciousness, holiness and spirituality. It's a very subtle aggression coming to us, and you people are saints. You must understand, you were saints in India in previous lives. You have to understand our difficulty. You can have your sex, you can have your sex shops, you can have all nonsense all your lives. Doesn't matter, but for us, you spare us now. In India, we have absolutely different ideas about a saint. A saint has to lead a very holy life. He has to be a holy person, very kind, affectionate. He doesn't take any money from you. He is not a parasite. He lives with self-respect. Villagers just laugh, you see. They cannot understand. If you tell them, why do you go and sell them hashish? They said only the children go and do it. We don't do it. I said the children will have the sin. Why do you go and tell them? They said no, children can go and have bath in the. They don't know, they are innocent. So they don't understand. But they are committing sins by doing these things. You must understand it is a very serious matter, my children. It's a very serious matter and responsibility will be your own. You are saints. And how are you going about it? Where is it, in which scripture it is written that sex should be the criteria for a saint? Alright, I don't say suppress it like your churches have done nonsensical thing. Of course, that's all nonsense. Agree. But this is another extreme. One is the suppression of sex. Alright? Like nunneries and all that. That's all nonsense. But the other is even worse. You are going from one extreme to another extreme. God is in the center. This overexcitement and these wrong ideas, I don't know how you should accept. It is high time you people now understand this. Because it will be very late later on. As you said, why so many? Now I have given an example. It's a sort of a hypnosis, a kind of a hypnosis. You are just hypnotized into it. He does not explain how he does it. He does not, as I will. They know how to do it themselves. They know all the method, how it is done, how Kundalini is brought up, how your heart has got the spirit which is brought into your parasympathetic. It is all written down in our books, how to make it out. Yesterday that music you heard of Chidananda Lahari. See, you get these vibrations, you must get in the hands. This is what is written in our scriptures, is there, and this is how one has to achieve. And even a person like Shankaracharya has said that na yoga na sankhya means neither by yoga, means the way you do hatha yoga, neither by sankhya it works out. But it works out through the grace of Mother. A person like Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, such a learned man, who wrote Viveka Chudamani, later on he just wrote the praise of Mother, that's all. He said nothing more is needed. Now Rajneesh is just the opposite of it. He is teaching you how to insult your mother. Nothing was wrong with Freud, as you can say. Because you cannot understand what was wrong with him. You do not have the complete idea as to what you are. I will tell you just now what you are and what you have to achieve. I am waiting for all of them to come. You just think over it. It's a very big responsibility. You people have given up materialism. You have started seeking God. Why? Because you were saints in your last life. It is described that saints would be seeking much more in the Kali Yuga at this time. When this demand started, all the thugs have also started supplying. What is the transformation of the person who talked to you, Peter, who told me? What did he get in himself? An experience. What is an experience? You see, if he says it's an experience, you should say, can you make out what's wrong with me? Ask him. These people can make out. He told me this chakra is catching. You will also say, isn't it? I mean, there should be some knowledge of yourself. You must get some knowledge within yourself. Your consciousness must have a wider dimension. You understand? Now he told me that your left Vishuddhi is catching. So I asked you, left, see this side. It pains you there also. Now he doesn't know where it pains you. How did he tell me? See that. So he could feel that this chakra is catched, got it. Now I asked you, do you feel guilty? That's it. It has other things also. All of them can tell you. All of them can tell you what's wrong. Even if you have 10 realized children here, if you tie up their eyes, they will tell the same thing, that this is catching in this case. And you will also feel this. You put your hand and you will feel this finger burn. See? When your sensitivity will improve, you will also tell about others. It is your instrument must start working. What is the experience you are talking about? Like a hashish experience, then like a hallucination experience, then other experiences. There are many like that. You see, I was very high. Somebody says I am very high. What did you get? You see, you are just triggered into something by some sort of a chemical thing or a hypnosis. Still, all of them are not come. You had taken the photograph. Very well done. You must be, are you a professional photographer? You are very good. You did a good job. We were all surprised. If you want, you can take just now. But they all have not yet arrived.
They are not coming. They are not coming.
No, but let Mr. George come and see me, tell him, because he's still very sick. I must get him to tell him today, because tomorrow I won't have any time. Alright? If you want, you can. If you want to come along, come forward. Just say facing if he wants to get. Now you are better. Much better now. See? So, in a way, more sort of connected with Sanskrit language, you see. You have been connected with Sanskrit language. But I was surprised that how Germans were influenced by these horrible tantrikas. They read only superficial things. You know, to know about tantrikas is like entering into the house through the sewage. First they entered into the sewage only and then they never got any knowledge. No German has written about Shankaracharya, most surprised. Not a word. They have written books after books about tantric, which is sewage for us, absolutely sewage. They could never enter because perhaps somehow or other they were guided into it or taken into it. Misled, complete. Even Jung, I was surprised. Even Jung, you see. Poor thing, they come through whatever they read or whatever it is, they could never reach the reality. You have to reach to the core of this country. Then only you will get that peace and bliss which is promised. You must understand them not from outside but from inside. For that you have to go inside. But these all superficial experiences if you depend on, then what's the use? This is a very subtle happening. It's a very, very subtle happening. It's not a gross happening where you think of women and think of these dirty things that you do there, like having casinos and this and that. It is not like that. It's a deep happening. It's a very, very deep happening and a very subtle happening. For you have to be very, very religious for that. While you have no idea of religion in that country, I can say. Religion is within, not without. Like some priest and prayer coming. We don't believe in our priests. Just for namesake we do it. But we don't think they are saints. Saints are very different. So the value of saints is so much reduced because your Pope has started certifying somebody as a saint. Naturally, the Pope himself is not a saint. How does he know somebody is a saint or not? So I don't blame you. Naturally, you are quite sort of disillusioned. Absolutely correct. But by one disillusionment, you don't go to another illusion also. What is the reality? By knowing yourself, you should know your inner being and you should know the inner being of others. Isn't it, Peter? Supposing you are an engineer, take it right. Alright? If you are an engineer, if you have become an engineer, you will know about the instruments that are in your house and in anybody else's house. Divert nahi karo ye sabko. Eat sabko. Sit down, sit down. This is what should happen. By knowing self-knowledge means knowing yourself. What are you thinking about these experiences? You see, anybody can give you. By putting you out somewhere. The experience of the spirit is that by which you get the knowledge of your being and the knowledge of another person. Then something that you cannot achieve yourself. It has come as grace to you. It has to come as grace. If you can achieve God, then He is no more God. If He is Almighty, then you cannot capture Him. He has to come to you. He has to give you. He has to do the job. This is like a kick you get, you see, what you call a kick. That kind of a kick which brings you down. It gives you a kick, the way it is given a kick, you come down the same way. Nowhere in the scriptures describe these things. Either you wipe out all the history of human beings and put these horrible people on the list, or their behavior, their theories must tally with the theories of the previous people. They must relate to that. So as I say, this is not a superficial kick, just a kick, but a deep, embedded thing which works out, flowers out. It is a reality. And reality takes time. Thousands of people going to Rajneesh itself suggests that it is plastic. There are gurus and gurus, one better than.
I'm not taught to go to Dalai Lama.
Huh? What Dalai Lama has done, also think about it. You see, what you should do is to use your brains. Because somebody is a Dalai Lama, must you accept? Alright. What Dalai Lama has done? Think it out. Has he given realization to anyone? Has he transformed anybody's life? By which his life has become a thing of happiness, joy. Has he given any peace to anyone? Think it over. You see, somebody says, now this is the place where you get peace. You at least see the people who are coming out of it. Dalai Lama, I never knew was such a guru, to be very frank. Till I said just next to him, because my husband was with the Prime Minister with him. The Prime Minister's wife could not come out, Lal Bahadur Shastri, so I sat next to him. And I was just burning, all burning me. So the Prime Minister said, what's the matter? I said, oh God, I said in my Hindi language, I said, you put me on the other side. He was a parasite. These Tibetans were such poor people. Sit down. Good. He was just a parasite. Hello, how are you? Better? Now that's it. Come along, sit down. If you want, you can take another one now. They have come.
You do come here.
Yes, good. So, he was like a parasite. They were so poor, Tibetans were so poor. Well, this man had nothing but some spirits. We call them supraconscious. You will see that in Sahaja Yoga. See, we have people in this country who have got these spirits. What we call this, let's call it a smashana vidya. What is it, smashana in English? Crematorium. The knowledge of the crematorium, you see. So they master some of the spirits. And they use the spirits for this purpose. They will tell you what horse you are going to win. Even that they can tell you. Now, we must understand, what is the interest of God in these things? Why should God tell you who is going to win the horse, what's wrong with your father, who is going to become Dalai Lama, this, that? God has no interest in all this. He has only one interest. Only one interest. That you become yourself, that you get connected with the mains and start understanding Him. And that the instrument that you are should have your fulfillment. That's the only interest He has. He doesn't believe in giving you kicks, and these experiences so-called of some sort of a hashish and thing. No. He wants to give you the complete understanding of yourself through your awareness. It's an actualization. It is not just lecturing that I lecture you. Actually, I was not willing to give you a lecture because you said you must give us a lecture, so I'll give you. You ask them, I've been working on their backs for hours together now. He will tell you from Denmark. I have to work hard. While this Rajneesh works no hard, and he's made 40 crores of rupees. Just he's telling you that you go into sex like this. I still cannot understand. How can you ask for a guru for this? Even a dog and a bitch knows. Don't debase yourself. You are the spirit. You are not sex bots. He will lead you to impotency. Complete impotency. Will destroy you completely. He is just trying to pamper your ego. He is just trying to say, oh, you are great, you are. When you will go there, oh, you are very great. If you are a rich man, then you are even greater. He knows all about your status and everything. He has all the interest for the rich people. In India also, he is using Indian women who are rich women and supplying them with men. We had a boy known as Mario who came to me and he told me that he was used by a lady who was 65 years old for 6 months. And this lady was giving money to him. I know her name also. His name is Sharmishta. I get disciples from him who are disillusioned. But I would blame your brains only that you cannot understand these things. How can it be? You understand machine, but you don't understand human beings. He plays on your ego. He pampers your ego. And you like it. You have forgotten Christ completely. What was Christ like?
Oh, he was a good man.
He was a very good man.
He was very, very full of knowledge, man, more than other people at his time.
Not only
now, he would
you wouldn't deny him.
better over the time than some people are hungry.
No, he would not. You would deny him much more than you would deny anybody else. Because, you see, he would not fit into your conception of heavenly and godly people. But only through Sahaja Yoga you will know that Christ exists within you here. You will know that he is there. You see, when the Kundalini stops here, you have to say Lord's Prayer and you have to take the name of Christ. Indians do it just like that because they know who he is. They know more than you people.
Are you thinking that still in everybody of us there's a part of God
Yes.
working so we can...
You can become that, all right. That's it.
Because I came just to see you. I've seen you 1 year ago. I don't remember. I saw you in Delhi, Gani Baba. You were there about a year ago.
Is it?
Yeah. You gave something around there to some Indian.
So no, that's what I'm saying. That there is a part in you. Now I will tell you today everything, all right? Now. Here. All the 10 commandments described in the Bible are the 10 religions we have to follow. This one is a very important thing for Western people to understand. Of course, being Indian, they know that. I was just telling him, if you ask any Indian that you can reach God through sex, they will just pull their ears to hear such a thing. But they have been told like this, and they believe into it. The surprising is, just imagine. My husband, when I told him, he says that no, you see, they may not be believing it, but they must be just trying it. How can they believe such a silly thing? He is an intelligent Indian, and we have many sitting here intelligent. Can you ever think such a thing will be accepted to us in India? She's a lady doctor sitting there. And because this is placed down below here is an embodiment of innocence. And this is your mother, the Kundalini, sitting there. She is your mother. Everybody has that mother within it. And this mother has to rise and open it out.